Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're unpacking a really fascinating briefing on executive positioning and margin architecture. We're looking at one of the absolute biggest, most critical walls that enterprise founders hit. You know the exact story, right? You finally nail down your operations. You successfully decouple your internal pipeline from your own personal bandwidth. You are totally ready for exponential growth. But, boom, right there, you hit this massive external barrier, price elasticity and market commoditization. To actually get past it, you have to fundamentally change how people buy from you. Which brings us to a wildly counterintuitive paradox. Think about this for a second. What if making sales harder actually increased your profits? I mean, seriously, we're constantly told that to scale revenue, we've got to make it as easy as humanly possible for a customer to say yes. We get absolutely obsessed with lowering friction across our front-end sales channels. But as we'll see in the source material today, this conventional wisdom, it's exactly what's killing your operational net margins. Okay, let's dive right into this. The briefing actually calls this the Commoditization Trap. So you've decoupled your operations, you've overcome those pesky bandwidth limits, and you've systematically lowered front-end sales friction so leads can just pour right in. But the result? Well, what you inadvertently do is fill your entire pipeline with low-margin, high-friction clients. You literally end up working twice as hard for the exact clients who pay you the least and demand the most. By trying to serve absolutely everyone seamlessly, you become just another commodity. To secure those high net margins, we have to escape this trap.
Section 1. Your brain on pricing, neurobiology, and value.
To understand exactly why this commoditization trap happens, we actually have to look at the cognitive heuristics inside the buyer's brain. Specifically, we're talking about the orbitofrontal cortex and the basolateral amygdala. When you present an offer with zero barriers and ultra-low pricing, the buyer's neural risk assessment matrix automatically flags your service as a low-status commodity. It actually triggers high cognitive skepticism. It increases post-purchase friction because the brain is literally sitting there saying, wait, why was this so easy? What is the catch here? But conversely, when you introduce strategic friction, things like strict application barriers and premium price anchors, it triggers an immediate status elevation response in the buyer's brain. It's wild, but it works.
Section 2. Strategic friction. Active signal filters.
That neural status elevation response we just talked about, that is exactly why we need to leverage strategic friction. The briefing defines this as an active signal filter. You are quite literally transforming your organization's entire market positioning into a defense mechanism. These high-friction intake gates explicitly signal to the market exactly who you're for, and honestly, more importantly, who you are not for. You're using friction not as some barrier to growth, but as a vital filter to protect your operational bandwidth.
So the absolutely crucial point here is captured perfectly in this quote from the source data. High-value clients perceive the elevated barrier as an indicator of systemic scarcity and execution rigor. Let that sink in. Your absolute best, highest-paying clients, they don't want a frictionless, off-the-shelf commodity. No way. They actually crave these barriers. When you make them jump through a few hoops, their brain interprets that friction as solid proof that your operational system is rigorous and highly sought after.
Section 3. The premium framework, the 4-step sequence.
Escaping this commoditization trap requires a real operational playbook. Implementing this kind of clinical positioning engine takes an explicit, highly disciplined 4-step sequence. We're talking diagnostic gatekeeping, category disintegration, voltage filtering, and value-to-volume calibration. Let's break down exactly what each of these steps actually entails so you can see how to engineer this margin architecture for yourself.
All right, step 1 is diagnostic gatekeeping. You must force all prospective client nodes through a mandatory data-dense intake audit before you ever even think about revealing your pricing. I actually want you to audit your own intake process right now as you're watching this explainer. Are you letting anyone with a pulse and a credit card just waltz right through the front door? If so, actually, scratch that. Just stop doing it immediately. A data-dense audit perfectly positions you as the expert diagnostician, and it signals immediate execution rigor to the prospect. Step 2 is category disintegration, and honestly, this is just brilliant. You have to reframe your service entirely away from traditional industry labels. Think about it. If a prospect can easily categorize you, they can easily compare your prices to cheap, low-ticket competitors. But by framing your offering as a proprietary, closed-loop execution system, you disintegrate the category altogether. You are no longer an apple being compared to other apples, you're just an entirely different mechanism.
Next up, step 3, voltage filtering.
This simply means setting incredibly strict minimum qualification parameters that systematically reject bad fit clients. I mean, we all know the universal truth in business, right? The clients who pay the absolute least are always the ones who complain the most. It's a massive headache. By systematically rejecting them right at the gate, you aren't just saving time, you are fiercely protecting your team's sanity and your organization's entire operational bandwidth.
And finally, step 4, value-to-volume calibration. This is where the math really fundamentally changes. You re-engineer your pricing model so that a much smaller number of higher-ticket clients yields a significantly higher operational net margin. You are permanently moving away from volume chasing. This final calibration ensures that every single client that actually makes it through your high-friction intake gates is fundamentally engineered to be highly profitable.
Section 4. Scaling with less operational reality.
When you put all of these biological principles and strategic frameworks together, you arrive at a completely new operational reality. You achieve a super high operational net margin with near zero fulfillment churn. Because you've implemented that active signal filter, all that bad fit traffic, it's rejected early. They never even enter your ecosystem to drag down your team or your profits. You just end up with a highly protected, incredibly lucrative margin architecture.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final, provocative question based on the briefing we've just unpacked. Take a hard look at your front-end channels right now. Is your sales process too easy to pass? Because if there are absolutely no barriers, you really have to ask yourself, who is your low-friction model actually attracting, and what is it quietly costing your bottom line? Definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining me to explore this fascinating dynamic.